Yo, Bachi 2007 back at you with another one. And we're going to hear from a young lady who went to a Kendra G singles mixer in Philadelphia. And imagine how it turned out. Who do you think was there and who do you think wasn't? We're going to let her rock out for a minute and then we'll come back with some commentary.
In the vault for a very long time, but I'm finally going to talk about it. Kendra G's gathering in Philadelphia was empty. And I believe I walked past, it was like, and the crazy thing is, I was with my man. I was on a date. That's the crazy thing about it. Um, when did I walk past? It was like in the middle. Oh, I'm walking through the Kendra G Singles Live Philly, and nobody is there, y'all. Hold on, look. Going closer to the end, right? So I walked past, and it was like a big old Kendra sign out there, and I wanted to meet Kendra. Like that's what I went for. I wanted to meet Kendra, and he's like, "Who's?" He didn't really know who Kendra was, but I was telling him who Kendra was, and I was like, "I want to meet Kendra." So I go down there and I walk in. I didn't record when I was walking there, but I did record me walking past and leaving. And the girl at the front desk was like, "Kendra is not here. Kendra didn't show up." I said, "Okay, well, is this is it?" She was like, "This is it. Like this is." And I said, "Well, did a lot of people leave?" And she said, "No." Like, because I thought I got there on the tail end of the party. And she was like, "No, it wasn't a lot of." But what the part that got me is she said only two men walked in.
A whole singles event with only two men. Man, it's been going around really for the last couple, 3 years, but especially recently, that men don't go to singles events anymore. And we're not coming. We're not coming to brunch. We're not coming to singles mixers. We're not coming to any feminine stuff where women control the environment or the environment is made for women to have men walk through like slaves on the auction block so that we can be examined and interrogated by you all just so you can pick the couple of guys you want to talk to who probably don't want you either. But we're not coming there to be bothered with doing women stuff. Men don't go to brunch, and single events don't benefit us. We have to pay, and we get to pay to stand around with a bunch of women with their nose in the air, thinking that they're the prize on some pedestal, and we're like supposed to be some paupers who're supposed to come hat in hand, begging for you to pay attention to us, hoping, hoping that we'll get your men don't get chosen. We do the choosing. We're not coming to something for women to choose us. It's just not happening. And so even with a celebrity backed event, men aren't coming. And why would they? And it's going to be something else funny that she says. I'm going to let her make a couple of more of the points that we're going to get from her before I come in with the commentary that I wanted to make in this regard.
It's been nothing but women there all night. As you can see in the video, it's nothing but women. As I was counting in the video, it was like 14 women. And then that's not even including the women that were in the back. It was like groups of women in the back getting drinks. And it was two men. Two men. And the part that kills me is that one of the men, right? And this is what, when women say they don't compete for men, it kills me. Because deep down inside they do. They just put in the front and say they don't, but they do in real life. Outside, right? One of the men pulled up in a black Bentley truck. Like while I was at the desk because he was looking for parking. So another man pulls up in a Bentley truck and walks to the front. And everybody got up out their seats, looking up, looking at the door. Everybody. He walked in, he looked around, he walked up and talked to the DJ. Eyes, all the women eyes was on him. He was that six, he was a tall judge. So I'm thinking in my head, this is Kendra's show in real life. All of the women are looking for this small selection of men. The 6 foot that was the 6 foot 6 figured man they all were looking for. That was him. And they all was and I'm standing there, I'm looking, I swear I'm looking, and he talks to the DJ and they cacking it up and he just walks right on out and they watched him walk right on out. And I was like, you can't tell me men at the prize, child. You can
Exactly.
lie and say they aren't, but women outnumber men so bad in especially popular urban areas. In Philadelphia, even when you watch Kendra G's show, there are more women on the show. Kendra say this all the time. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than men. There are more single women than men. If you look at Kendra G's video, scroll down. I counted it. I'll do what y'all want with that information.
Okay, so I'm going to
But
come into here so we
it
can
was
get
just a
some
funny sight
actual
to
truth.
see.
Let me hit this.
I,
So the reality of the matter is, in the U.S. population, there's about 51 to 49% men to women. This idea that there's this great number more single men than women can't really balance out. The issue is there's way more women than the men that they all want. They all want the same man. So they all go for the same men. There's of course a great many more of those men. There's a great many more of those women than the few men that they all want. They think these fours and fives think they're too good for average men. That's what they think because Mr. 6 foot 6 figures, Mr. 666 came to the mixer. And once upon a time, Mr. 666 drove up his Bentley to their walk-up apartment and took them out on dinner and then took them back to his place and smashed her out. So now she thinks that's her level because on his dry night he came through and wrecked shop. And now she thinks she's entitled to that man and can actually get that man to commit to her and be monogamous with her. It is the furthest thing from the truth. But you can't tell them that. They've had him once, maybe even twice, and you can't tell them that's not their level. You can't tell these basic betties that they ain't it. They are all a 10, all women are beautiful, and nothing can dissuade them from it. Nothing. And they're going to stick with it till the end. Nothing can dissuade them from it. I mean, they're going to hold to it till their dying day. Till they die alone with their cat who's going to eat up all their skin and somebody comes and finds their bones a week later. That's what they're just hell bent on. And the brother that showed up, she said he was over 6 feet tall, driving a Bentley. He's making more than just a mere $100,000. He checked out the set. He talked to homeboy. He looked around and saw what was there, and he saw the same thing that the men in the comments see on Kendra G's show every week. And this lady at some point will say something about she thought at least the men from Kendra G's show would have been there. Does she read the comments? Is she paying attention to what we're saying in the comments? These women ain't it. We don't want to send them a message to their inbox to talk to them. All they get messages from why these women always coming back talking about all I was getting was African dudes. All they can get is green card bay. The green card bros. See, we passport bros because we get U.S. passports and go to other countries. Them dudes in other countries trying to get a green card in America, that's green card bros. The only reason they'll talk to you these women is because they want that green card at any cost. But no actual men here in America who don't need the woman to live off of them or to get something from them would want to come out to an event. We don't want to send them a message to their inbox. Why would you think we would come out to a live event? Do you see what we write in the comments? Yeah, it's always two or three simps. It's always two or three dudes with no standards within the comments talking some sucker stuff, and that's the two dudes who was there. Respect. I mean, you're not paying attention. This just goes to show women don't know and don't care what men want and don't listen to what men say. For 3 years, men have been 4 years. Men have been in Kendra G's comments saying these women ain't it and why, and these women don't care and ain't gonna listen, and actually still believe that men actually want them and want this foolishness that the bunch of them are coming with.
I honestly believe dating is dead. I don't think people should date. I think dating is dead. I don't think you should date. If you already haven't found your partner and you know you're superficial, just have hookups and call it a night. Just have hookups and call it a night. That's just me personally. Because most people are superficial, whether they like to say it or not. But yeah, that was it. The 6 foot.
Yeah, that is it, and that's what's already been going on for years. And that's why men don't want these women. They're all ran through. All they've been doing is having hookups. They've been hooking up with Tom, Dick, Harry, James, Paul, Tim, and Tyrone, and Chad, and Pookie, and Ray Ray and them, and Nug Nug, and Buster, and Jamal, and Marcus, and both Mikes, and John from down the street, and John from out east, and Larry, and Paul, and Curly, and Mo. We don't want them. We don't want the nose rings, the booger rings hanging from your nose. You actually think decorating your booger canal is attractive. We don't want this. Neck tats, prison neck tats, stripper chest tats, broken women with unbreakable on it. Anytime a woman has unbreakable chest tat or unbreakable tat anywhere, especially on the chest neck, that's where they usually put it, cover up their heart, cover up their soul. That means she's broken. She's trying to people who aren't broken don't need to talk about how they're unbreakable. It's like people who are for real grown don't go around talking about how grown they are all the time. People talk about, I'm grown, I can do what I want because you're a kid and you know it and you're insecure and that's you trying to assert the grownness that you don't have. People who are whole and healed don't go around talking about how they're unbreakable. Only broken people do that. Only. 100%. Like the number one way to know a woman's broken is she talks about how she's unbreakable. You that's just the main giveaway. It's really crazy out here. It's pretty sad. At least this woman admitted that men are the prize and women do compete for men. They're full of cap. If they want to be able to get a man and not be lonely, this woman can keep talking about they're happy single. They're single by choice. We all know that's a lie. They're single because they don't have a better choice because they can't get the man they want. And if they're in proximity to the man they want, they will fight for him or do what they can to get his attention, to try to get him to pay attention to her. And as it's shown, these brothers don't want most of these women. Most women who are trying to come for anybody, any of us who have something going on, not interested, right? Because the things we want from women, these modern women don't want to give it to us, and they won't even hear from us what we tell them we want. They are steady trying to tell us what we should want and why we're wrong for wanting what we want. And so it's just not going to work. And men are going to seek out women for anything serious from women who they find to be serious. And these banshees ain't it. Well, that's going to be all for this one. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do all those things for me so that I can make it through the algorithm and you can get notifications to come back for more videos. Yobachi 2007. I'm out.